Hello guys, Figure97 here. Let's talk about another series. This time I want to talk about Smallville. So it's an American TV show, TV series, and it was published from 2001 to 2011. And what is more, say first one sentence what Smallville is about. It's about, you can say, the past of Superman. And a lot of other figures who you see in the comics are shown up there too, and in their pastime, you can say, before what actually happened in the comics. It begins when he starts to be in high school in the town of Smallville, when Superman starts to go in the high school of Smallville. But before we get more into the actual part of what the series, where the series goes and what the series is about, I want to talk about the production of the series. There are 10 seasons existing, and there's an 11th season, but not only in the comics. And the episodes goes, there are 217 or 218. It's like there's I think a long episode where they make 2 of them. I don't know how they get onto these numbers, but there's around 217 or 218 episodes. Every episode is about 40 minutes long, and the series doesn't have really one genre. It's fantasy, mystery, drama. There are a lot of different elements of genres. So the idea comes from Alfred Gough and Miles Miller, but it's based on a comic made by Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel. The music is made by Mark Snow and Louis Fabre, and the title melody, the intro, is from Remy Zero, Save Me. Yeah, that's about this. Now we came to the actual story. As I said, the story is about the past of Superman, aka Clark Kent or Kal-El. And in the first season you see his first year in high school in Smallville. And Smallville is not only the title of the show, it's it's a city where Superman is raised, you can say. A small city in Kansas. And he's portrayed by Tom Welling, and he is, as we know from the Superman comics, he's from another planet, from Krypton, and as a baby he comes to Earth with a lot of kryptonite and spaceship. And yeah, he's raised by two human beings, human parents, you can say. Um, I have to look for the names. Wait a minute. For Jonathan Kent and Martha Kent. And Martha Kent is portrayed by Annette O'Toole, who played, I think, in a Superman movie. I'm not sure, I think Louis Lane before. And Jonathan Kent is his father, and he's portrayed by John Schneider. Yeah, that's to the situation there. He's raised by human parents, and he finds out more and more about his abilities. In the beginning, we just see his super strength and super speed, and when the series carries on, he finds out about his other abilities. Um, yeah. Also, we find out there's Kryptonite who can weaken him, and there are different types of Kryptonite, so they have a different affection to him, and that's the only way to really stop him or to make him not so strong anymore. There are only two other options, that's magic and the two um, kind of yeah change the level or the way the sun is shining to the earth, because he gets his power because of the sun. Yeah, that's the way the series goes, or you see it from the perspective of Superman, of course, Clark Kent. And as I said, he's raised by Martha and Jonathan Kent, who, yeah, give him kind of morality, more. So that's why he, you can say, kind of gets in the decision to save people instead of destroying everything and stuff like that, because he's raised by his parents with their and they give him the meaning of life and their kind of philosophy, and they're like easy farmers, you can say, who stands for the little workers on the field, more than big industries. And in the first, exceptionally in the first 3 seasons or even more, but later there come more and more characters into the series, so changes a little bit. But especially in the first 3 seasons or so, it's very about very much about, I mean, the whole series is about how Superman finds more out about himself, but also it's very focused in the beginning of 3 people. You see them here with the red shirt. We have Clark Kent, alias Kal-El, alias Superman, and on the left side we have his parents, and on the right side we have a girl in a blue shirt and a guy in a black suit and with a black jacket and black trousers. And there you can see Lana Lang, who is the girl Superman loved when he was very young, and also Alexander, aka Lex Luthor, who becomes the enemy of Superman. And it's really interesting about the series, or what is really interesting about the series, it's like you have Clark Kent, who always dream about being together with Lana Lang, and you have that's about their relationship, and you have also Clark Kent being, or after he saved Lex Luthor from falling down a bridge with his car because he was too fast and he could not even change it anymore, and so he falls down with his car from the bridge into the water, and Kal-El sees this and saves him. So since then they become friends. However, both relationships, you can, if you are if it were a typical series, like some series where you have a happy ending, you see like where this goes, you see, okay, Clark Kent and Lana Lang are meant to be together, so they can come together, and also Clark Kent and Lex Luthor, he saved him, and they become closer, and they become friends, so they get close friends. But if you know the comics, you know that it will never happen. So because Lex Luthor has to be the enemy of Superman, and Lana Lang just can be his love in the youth. He cannot be his great love, He cannot be the woman he's together with because of the comics, So you have these relationships who could end well, but it will never gonna happen, and that's really, really interesting about it. And yeah, Lana Lang is portrayed by Kristen Kroik, and Lex Luthor is portrayed here by Michael Rosenbaum, even though it was actually there were actually 4 persons who played Lex Luthor, but Michael Rosenbaum is he played him for the most time. So yeah, I would say he's the Lex Luthor of Lex Luthors. Or he's the main Lex Luthor, the space of him. And then on the right side behind him, you see Oliver Queen. Well, I'm not sure. No, that's not Oliver Queen. I think that's Jimmy Olsen, who appears later in the series. And then on the right side of him, you have you can say the best friend of Superman. When you take the whole series, it's Chloe Sullivan. I have to look for the actress who portrays her. It's Alison Mack, and yeah, she's a close friend to Superman since high school, and I think she finds later, I think in the 4th season, she finds out about his abilities or his superpowers. And then on the right side, next to her, we have, I have to look for it now, Pete Ross, who's played by Sam Jones III, who's also a friend of Superman, but later leaves Smallville and comes then later back for a short time. But yeah, they're not so close anymore then. Here we have a few other very interesting characters for the story. For example, Lionel Luthor, who is the father from Lex Luthor and is portrayed by John Clover. We also have Lois Lane, uh, portrayed by Erica Durance, who is the girl he meant to be with, really. She appears in later seasons and they come together. And yeah, it's very funny to see that relation too, but because in the beginning it doesn't go so well, and then yeah, they have a very, can say, special relationship. And yeah, of course, in the end, like in the comics, they are meant to be together. Then we have Oliver Queen, who later becomes Superman's best male friend, you can say. He's not only a friend, he's also a superhero called Green Arrow, and portrayed by Justin Hartley. Then we have Tess Mercer, who is who comes also from the Luthor family. That's her real name is, or yeah, her real name in the series is Lutessa Lena Luthor, and she's portrayed by Cassidy Freeman, and she later appears and plays a big role in season 8 to 10. Then we have Kara Kent, Kara Zor-El, the cousin of Clark, of Superman, Supergirl, you can say. She's portrayed by Laura Vandervoort. Then we have, that's also very interesting, Dr. Virgil Swan, who helps, who is very high scientific mind in the Smallville, in the Serious universe, you can say. And he's portrayed by Christopher Reeve, who was paraplegic and died in 2004. And a very interesting thing about this, he was known of, before he get his illness, disease, before he cannot move anymore because of his paraplegic, he was known for being Superman or portraying Superman in many movies. But yeah, then he becomes as paraplegic and yeah, couldn't do that anymore. And yeah, so it's a nice touch of the series to bring him back and to give him an appearance and a character there in the Smallville universe. Yeah. Also we have Jor-El, who we only see his mind for the most time, who is kind of in the spaceship of Kal-El, and yeah, later appears or with the spaceship he can open like how can I say it, a gate, you can say, where he can speak with his father Jor-El, and the voice is portrayed by Terrence Stamp, and the person itself is portrayed by Julian Stans. Yeah. So that's it for now about Smallville. As I said, what I pretty much like about the series is, like, if you have Superman, it's normally an easy character, you know. You cannot hurt him and really get him until you have kryptonite and magic or some influence of the sun, some kind of that. And to make a series that is so long without any, there's not so, I mean, there is some action, but it's not so much about the action. It's very interesting to make a whole story to Superman where he just, you know, finds out about his being, his life, his existence and purpose and abilities, and yeah, stuff like that. And also like the kryptonite, the idea that there are different types of it, and they have different effects of him, and all the and also they have effects of the people who became, you know, kind of monsters that have some abilities, and Clark Kent have to stop them. It's really, really nice, and also the touch with like these three people you see in the middle, where the relation between them is so well made, you can say. And I like it even, I think, in the first episode where he sees Lana Lang and gets weak and thinks it's because of he's in love with her, what he really is, but it's also because of she has like uh, some kind of, how can I say it, um, sometimes a mercy word, sometimes some type of she has a band of her neck, and in the middle there is a metal, you see, a green metal, who is in fact or which is in fact kryptonite, and that's why he gets weak. And then it's very nice because they have kind of in the beginning, I think the first episode or somewhere in the first season, where Kal-El and Lex Luthor speaks about because he had it then back then. Kal-El had it, have to learn it for school. Lex Luthor, by the way, is out of school, and he's super intelligent and stuff like that, like Kal-El too. And they speak about the stuff they learn, or Kal-El learned in school. He speaks about it with Lana, and I think then with his friends, and later on with Lex Luthor. And it's very interesting because they speak about the philosopher Nietzsche, you know, Friedrich Nietzsche, who, and the idea of des Übermenschen, also of the people who are over kind of other people. And that's really cool because, you know, in a way they both, you can say, are in a way people who are above other people, but in another way don't, you know, because Kal-El is, of course, he's Superman, he has his super abilities, he's an alien, so he's not really human, he's like, you can say more than that, and in that way, but he decided to help people, and he don't want to destroy, he want to save people. And Lex Luthor is totally different, you know. He's like, in the beginning he doesn't want to hurt people too, but yeah, it kind of changes because, you know, physically you can say he's not more than human, and but from his philosophy he's like, he would sacrifice other people's lives or destroy whole cities and stuff like that, maybe even, or he would do it for a certain reason, for a certain case. So in that case he like stands over people, and in another case not, you know. So it's very interesting they speak about that stuff, you know, because in a way they are standing above other people, in a other way they are not. And so to have this, you know, conversation and this meaning on different levels, And I like even how it is, like, for example, the relation between Clark Kent and Lana Lang. They fall in love, but always when it happens that he can tell her his feelings or tell her the truth about himself, it always happens something bad and something that he didn't expect, and he often want to save her from the truth, or what happened if he tells her the truth. So it never came very close, and then later when she knows everything about him, they cannot come together anymore because of other things. So, and in the beginning it's like a mentally thing. Later on, if you watch the series, they cannot even get physically in touch because of kryptonite. But I don't want to talk so much about this for now. Later, by the way, she became super abilities too, and you can see her as a hero too. And yeah, and also, that's what makes this relation so, I don't know, so good, so tenseful, so interesting. And also the relation between Clark Kent and Lex Luthor, who are in a way friends, and he saved his life, but on the same time Lex Luthor always thinks about, why could he save my life? I mean, as a normal human being, he couldn't save my life. There had to be some kind of how can I say it? Some kind of clue about it. Some kind of clue, and he doesn't know what the clue is about. And so he just tries to find out what is this, what does it mean. But yeah, Clark Kent always cannot trust him enough to say it. And also there's this tension between exceptional his father, but you can say his parents, but mostly his father and the father of Lex Luthor. And so there's always these not really trusting each other, not really, and these different philosophies and this different kind of origin, because he comes from like easy people, from farmers, and Lex Luthor comes from his father, who he often hated, and he even kills him later on. And Clark Kent loves his parents, and Lex Luthor, you know, they have Luthor Corps. Luthor Corps, it's a big kind of industry, and it's a big name too, and so they are very different race, and yeah, it's just very cool and interesting, and sometimes even funny to watch these relations and where they are going. And of course, even though it have to be like this in the end because of the comics, yeah. So it's just very good made and very good written often, and yeah, and very. It's what I like so much about it, about the whole series, the relations, and even in the beginning, they are my favorite characters. You can say Lex Luthor and Kal-El, and Superman, Clark Kent, because of the philosophy they are, having within, and because of they are both willing to be becoming friends, but it's not really happening, and it's so exciting, and so yeah, so you can say it's not built easy as a relationship. Yeah, it's not built easy. It's not just friend enemy. It's just very tensionness and very very playful, very cool to watch. Yeah, that's it for now, and see you.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed to watch the video. Bye bye.